You've been busy. Did you realize you've provided the Thieves Guild with a lucrative opportunity? Probably not. It's all right. I won't even imply you're thick. That's how lucrative. Silverclaw's ledger? The blackmail you stole from Noshira Citadel? This is our blueprint to pulling heists just like we used to. We can hit our rivals where it hurts, take their ill-gotten gains for ourselves, use it to rebuild. Among the blackmail, I noticed the name Farindar. He's a claw cutter, a thief who robs other thieves. Wouldn't you know, he signed on as our master of heists. Now, and don't strain yourself, who should you speak with next?
Ah, Velsa tells me you are the one who freed Farindar from Koshe's leash. The cub is more seasoned than she admits, but Farindar's eyes are sharper than his claws. Tongue, too, where Velsa is concerned. I have missed her conversation. Both are the guilds to serve, and so now they serve you too. Ah, a good tip is only one of the services I provide, boss. Think of Farindar as your observer, guide, and porter. You handle the theft, I will handle the rest. Wealth in Abba's landing comes and goes like its tides. What washes in isn't here for long or left about like flotsam to be scooped up by any passerby. There are many hidden nooks where such things are tucked away. Farindar knows them all. Farindar's little birds post things of interest at the guild. If something catches your eye too, speak up and we plan the heist. Go through me or not at all. We don't want members stepping on each other's toes or skimping on their dues. Perhaps I am a very sneaky butler who ensures that all things reach their proper destination. Loot from an industrious thief's sticky fingers into a wanting buyer's tender embrace, and gold from a happy buyer's pocket to a deserving thief's palm. Then we should see what my magpies have brought back to the nest. I'll await you at the tip board in the guild hall.
I hear you resolved the standoff at Alcair Castle. I am glad no blood was shed.
This one shall lodge a formal complaint. What right has the Iron Wheel to march in here and smash our merchandise? Thugs! Thugs and hooligans! That's exactly what the Iron Wheel said, but much louder and with the shaking of fists. When they bellowed his name, I heard a loud crash upstairs. A distraction, of course. The Iron Wheel rushed upstairs as he slipped down through some loose floorboards. But he landed feet first in a tub of bright dye, covered his boots to the brim. That's also what the Iron Wheel said. Most of them gave chase. The rest tossed the room upon the floor and then gave chase. If you find him before they do, tell him Mamea deserves a raise.
You follow Loke's trail on the
want?
street. I'll see if I can spot him from the rooftops. Hurry!
I'm down on my luck. Help me out?
I'm desperate.
Spare coins for an Alliance War veteran? Memory's not so good, you know. Malnutrition. I hear good food can help that, but I can't afford good food. Many thanks. This will cover 5 bottles of good food, at least. The Iron Wheel caught your man. The one in charge was angry. Said they'd take him to processing because he fled. That's a patch of sand outside the bar's landing, where they beat prisoners. Here, I'll mark your map.
A chance to sneak around? You're spoiling me. You brought the right Khajiit for the job. I love snooping around places I don't belong.
Took your time, didn't you? But you're here. I need your help. I was in the market when someone slipped me a letter. It might not mean anything, but on the other hand, it might be some sort of trap. A folded sheet of paper unsigned. It was only a few lines wishing me well. But when I unfolded the sheet, an old pressed stargazer peony fell out. That unsettled me. It's a flower. Others just like it blossomed all around my family home. But I left my family behind a long time ago. If this is their way of sending me a message, I need to know why now, after all these years. You've consistently demonstrated a lack of incompetence. Find out if my family sent that letter. I didn't part on the best of terms, so it could be a trap. But they won't expect you, which means it shall be slow to spring. Decades ago, I was Velsa Arendis of House Drez. Yes, the one built on the spoils of the slave trade. When I fled, I released dozens of slaves, gave them gold from the house treasury. I regret not seeing the look on Mother's face. But nothing else. Yes, but I didn't realize it then. I was taking a merchant to task for her prices when a half-naked Nord bumped into me. That's when it happened. He fled before I could give him a piece of my mind toward the merchant camp outside the city gates.
Easy to get lost in a place like this.
This is my favorite part.
A chance to sneak around? You're spoiling me. You brought the right Khajiit for the job. Nicely done. I love snooping around places I don't belong.
My uncle went to town, but he should be back shortly if you need something. I'm still learning the business, and I'm not allowed to do anything. My uncle says I don't have a head for numbers. I say as long as my head looks pretty, what else matters? What? No, that wasn't me. Did you see something? There are plenty of half-naked Nords running around the bar's landing. Oh, stop interrogating me. I'll confess. It was me. It was all me. But that's all I can say. Client confidentiality, you know. Not breaking my word is important too. But also mead. Mead is important. You tell my uncle? That's not very friendly of you. Oh, very well. I met a Khajiit woman in Evermore when I was drinking at the inn. She paid me to deliver the letter to the Dark Elf lady here. Never got the Khajiit's name, though. Sorry.
Where's Perseus Loke? That's not good. We could certainly use his aid at the tomb. I'm willing to delay our departure if it means we can recover him. It's your call. We can manage without him if need be. All right, we should hurry. Perseus Loke won't last long under the Iron Wheel's interrogation. Then we leave for the Kingdom of Tanith. The route is tricky and will be considered bandits if we're caught, but getting to the tomb isn't what worries me. If anything happens, well, it won't, because I can count on you. Ready? The last time I was here, the Iron Wheel wasn't camped in front of the tomb. Perfect. Scout ahead and find us a way inside. Clear the way if you care to. The Iron Wheel can't exactly call for reinforcements. You could also sneak past them. We'll track your progress and follow in your footsteps. That's a question for Perseus Loke. But he isn't here, so we'll have to make do with the front door.
An imposing door.
How are we supposed to get
Ask
through?
Zira. She knows how to do everything in this place, unless it's stealing a dowry.
No idea. Last time, Nicholas had me watch the passage behind us. There must be something in his journal.
Anything useful?
Nicholas loved his puzzles. You're welcome to try. Come on, let's go. The journal says this chasm is called Shinji's Truth. Last time, we never made it across.
I can't see the bottom. Is there a bottom?
Throw yourself in. We'll see how long before we hear the splat.
Quen, walk softly. Look for hidden doors or switches. Velsa, you're with me. I need your help to walk Maluk's path.
And what of your protege?
Watching my back, should anyone try to stab it. Let's go.
What did you say?
Nothing. Velsa, do you see that panel? Put your hand on it until I say otherwise.
For what reason?
When I set foot on Maluk's path, an aura of light will surround me. The darkness cannot harm us as long as you touch the panel.
So, what can harm you?
We could fall to our deaths, or the creatures within could devour us.
Well then, enjoy yourselves.
Velsa knows what to do, but we should speak before we cross. On the other side of Maluk's path is Tall Papa's Ewer, a very fancy name for a big vase. According to the journal, we'll need sacred ashes from inside the vase to reach the treasure vaults. So, this is it. We should get going. This is where they died. Edda, Dalder, and Nicholas. Swallowed by the darkness. I'm sorry, I can't talk about this. No use reliving the past, or regretting it. Here we go. Don't wander, or the darkness itself will flay you alive. Still moving. Keep holding the panel. To their bodies. And where is Nicholas? I could hear their screams as I held the switch. I had to do something. I couldn't... There's no end to the darkness.
Zira, my arm's getting tired.
Don't you dare release that panel! Don't antagonize it. made it. That must be the vase. Sorry. Tall Papa's you. Wait. That lamp belonged to Nicholas. I watched it go out. I heard him die. Falura must have come here to investigate. She could have picked it up and brought it here. Nicholas couldn't have survived. Could he? That lamp definitely belonged to Nicholas. I procured it for him. I saw him drop the lamp. It hit the path and went out. And all I remember is darkness and pain. I just grab the ashes so we can leave. I don't want to spend any more time in this place. Bring the ashes. We should return to Quen and walk softly. Velsa, you could let go of the panel.
I know what you did.
What?
I know how they died. How you killed them.
That's low, Velsa. Even for you.
Always had to be the hero. Be the Guildmaster's darling.
You're cracked. I didn't need anyone's approval.
You held the panel. From here you saw the creatures closing in. You thought you could save them. Only you! So you released the panel, grabbed your weapon, rushed out to meet them.
I could have saved them.
Because in your head, you are the hero. But the light faded. The darkness rushed in and ate them alive!
I tried to reach them.
And the darkness tried to eat you alive, so you had to recover from your wounds. That's why you didn't return to Abba's Landing. At least not soon enough.
I crawled from the tomb. The darkness. You can't imagine the pain.
You were the only one who could have warned the Guild. Who could tell them the Iron Wheel was coming.
Velsa, stop.
Zira, you were never the hero. You were always a thief. Now, you're just a shadow.
Quen, it's a bad idea.
Words escape me.
Someone tell me what I'm seeing.
We heard strange noises in the chasm. Stone grinding against stone. Quen, well...
I found this invisible bridge.
So you followed my advice and threw yourself into the chasm.
The ashes. Spread them on the bridge to see where it leads. And Quen, get back from there. Behind you.
We're dangerous, huh?
The door to the treasure vaults, just through this crypt. We made
Do
it.
crypts come with whatever that is?
Every tomb needs a guardian. And old Yokurin saying, wasn't it?
Your introduction is formless and without grace. Recite Denobia's maxim.
That's alarming.
Felsa, Quen, walk softly. Stay back. If it's hostile, we'll handle it.
Recite Denobia's maxim, or you shall be deemed trespassers.
It must be some kind of passphrase. If you have any ideas, now's the time to call them out.
You can't seriously expect us to.
Valora!
Yakuda!
Passphrase!
Gaiden Shinji!
Idiots.
Elsa, you aren't even trying.
Trespassers! Denobia's justice falls upon you!
That didn't go as planned. Come on, let's see what's in the treasure vaults.
That page, is it from the journal Nicholas kept? Tuwaka watches over you. The passphrase for the Crypt Guardian? I nearly had it.
Let me see that. Nicholas used half maps like this. Thin overlays placed atop existing maps. You line them up with common points of reference.
What's wrong with that skeleton? Missing its head. Looks like it was hacked off. Must have been done by whoever stole the dowry. But why desecrate a skeleton?
Nicholas survived somehow. He came here and took Magnifica Felora's dowry for himself. I don't want to believe it, but that's how it seems. Unless I'm missing something. This is his handwriting, but it could have been taken from his journal by someone else. The skeleton must be Denobia herself. This is her tomb, after all. I don't see what it has to do with Nicholas, missing skull or not. 3 points on this sheet. Nicholas always used Abaz Landing and Noshira Citadel as a reference. If I line up those 2 points... Well now, the 3rd point is in Hughes Bane, out in the middle of nowhere. Trash he left behind? 3 dots on a page are meaningless unless you know the trick. The only people who did were dead on Maluk's path. Head to Hughes Bane. If Nicholas does have a hideout in the desert, it's time we crack it open. Ha!
I'm gonna show off a little.
Papers. Signed by Kosh? What are those doing here? Look, closer. There's a hollow crystal with... Is that blood inside? Where's blood? Ancient Yakuten coins, stamped with the likeness of Denobia. Those must be from the dowry. Nicholas had a disguise kit just like this one. In fact, this is his... I know how Nicholas survived Maluk's path. The crystal must contain Aldenobia blood. Maluk's path would ignore you if you held it. You'd need a lamp to find your way through the darkness so you could grab a handful of ashes. From there, all you'd need is the Crypt Guardian's passphrase. I've seen enough. Nicholas faked his death and stole the dowry. Now he's working with that merchant lord, Kosh. To think I mourned that bastard. Nicholas would have kept such a thing from the guild. The less they know, the less trouble they'll cause. But I'm going to tell the Thieves Guild. I want them to cause a world of trouble, and I want to lay it all on his doorstep.
Places like this make me remember how small I am. You know, in the grand scale of things.
I told the guild about Nicholas betraying us. Walked softly, took it in stride. Quen gave me a hug, and Elsa walked off without a word. All in all, better than expected. The Iron Wheel is a hurricane that blew into port and smashed everything in its path. Nicholas and Kosh are the ones who set it in motion. Now, we learn what they hold most dear. Then, we take it from them. Nicholas taught me how to be a thief. I knew him for over a decade. Trusted him. Not much else to say, is there? What about? Velsa was right, and I don't say that lightly. I am responsible. Edda and Dalder died because of my mistake. Nicholas. I can only pray his death is far worse than what happened to the others. No. He seemed a bit distant before we first went to Aldenobia Tomb, but it was also the biggest heist we'd ever pulled off. Nothing prepared me for this.